Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to my podcast. It's called It's Good to Talk, and it sure is good to talk, and sometimes it's even good to sing. That'll be my guest today. In a few minutes, I will introduce Eileen Sharkey. In the meantime, I got into podcasting because I produced this book by my good friend Stoney McGurn. He was born in 1941 in Dowra in Leitrim, a long, long time ago, in a small little place in Leitrim. The book is on Amazon. It's on audio, as well as you can buy the hard copy book as well. The story spans from 1941 up to a few years ago, all true and real stories. Buy it now before it's banned, because there's some real naughty stuff in there too. My sponsors are Liffey Van Lines. They're a moving company here in New York City, and they are running very smoothly, well oiled. Over the Christmas, sometimes even the staff get oiled. The trucks are running smooth, and they are very, very busy. We do everything from commercial to local and long distance, and shipping overseas and storage, and we do move pianos. So when it comes to moving, that Liffey do the lifting. Another shout out I give is to the IrishExaminerUSA.com. Paddy McCarthy is the owner editor, and Paddy is a great man for music too. He's played it a lot in show bands, and I recently heard him singing a few songs, and he has a very sweet voice. But I will have more sweet voices in a minute. Currently reading Bono's book still. That's the name of Bono's book, Surrender. I'm almost at the end of it. I still haven't found what I'm looking for, but I'm sure I will. So now let me get to my guest today. My guest today is Eileen Sharkey. She's a singer and a musician. Eileen, pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell me a little bit about you for a backdrop for my listeners and audience. Where were you born?
Well, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. My parents had immigrated from Ireland as children and met here.
Okay. So your father and mother were born in County Louth?
County Louth, yes. Dundalk and Annagassan.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, for my listeners, County Louth is actually the smallest county in Ireland, but it's a very rich, wholesome, talented county just north of Dublin and south of the Northern Ireland part of Ireland. So it has basically a mix of two good traditions, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and in Dundalk especially.
Oh, it is.
And it's very beautiful, and I'm sure you've gone back to visit, have you?
I have. Oh, I have. I saw my mother's home, and Annagassan, a little tiny little village by the sea. Yes.
Nice. And where do you fit in the family?
I'm the sixth of 12 children.
Okay, so you're number 6. So you're
number 6. Yes.
Halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your other siblings, are they talented as you with music?
Oh, yes. My sister Annie Sharkey, wonderful singer. My sister Bernadette used to sing as well. My brother Larry sings. So I would say most are musical, and about 4 of us perform, but Anne and I probably have performed the most.
Okay. And I always like to go back to the parents and indeed the grandparents. So did that come from your mother and father, grandmother?
Well, my father had a beautiful voice, loved to sing. Okay. But my mother's side was the theatrical side. My grandfather was Hugh McDermott, fairly known in County Louth. Okay. And my Aunt Kitty, well, she's actually a cousin on both sides. She was very, very famous in County Louth. She was actually person of the millennium in County Louth. Oh,
brilliant. You come from good stock.
Yeah, I do. Lucky.
Good blood, good genes.
Yeah, and lots of fun.
Well, that's very, very interesting. And I know we'll come to the 2 albums in a minute. So here in the good old USA, where have you performed, and how? You obviously started young, I assume, when you started singing.
Well, I started singing at about 4, but professionally I only started doing shows in my adult life.
Okay.
But through my children's upbringing, I have 2 children, and I used to perform at all their school functions and fundraisers, and I performed at cabarets in New York City.
Well, cabaret is fun, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, yeah. Mm-hmm. I have other musicians on here, and they often mention about cabaret.
It is. It's a good venue. It's a smaller audience, more intimate, nice.
More intimate, and there's more variety. One of my favorite singers is Christy Moore, Irish folk singer, and he has a song called "Welcome to the Cabaret."
I have to listen to it.
Myself or my restaurant in the song, which gave me good advertising. Shout out there for Christy Moore.
Nice.
Yeah, Welcome to the Cabaret, folk singer, and plays a lot of interesting folk songs. Indeed, little Jimmy will be on later on. He's only 13 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
He often sings songs that have been sung by Christy Moore. And Jimmy, I met his mother and father over the weekend, and they're so proud of him, as I'm sure your parents were proud of you too.
I'm sure, yes.
It's a blessing to have that talent. I don't have it. I wish I had, because I talk, I don't sing.
It's good enough, right?
It's good enough now. What else can I do? Tell us a little bit about the albums that you have out now, recently.
Well, I've done 3 CDs, but 2 of them are published. One is Christmas Treasure. This is the one that I'd mentioned to you.
One of Christmas
Can you
treasures.
see it?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. How many tracks are on that?
I think 12.
12. That's good.
12 or 4? No, this one has 14. My other one has 12. It's all Christmas music, all Christmas. And then I did another one before that. Excuse
All
me?
by yourself.
All myself, yes.
All yourself.
Yes.
And did you use you obviously had to go to a studio. Did you use backing tracks or you brought in professional session
Well,
musicians?
the Christmas Treasure, we used backing tracks
Okay,
with a wonderful piano player named James Sabella.
beautiful.
Wayne Sabella. And
Okay,
he, very talented man, put this together for me. It was just great.
well, that's good. It's
My
good,
original CD I did with live musicians.
like session. We call them session music.
Sessions.
Yeah, good. I've been in a few studios myself,
Mm-hmm.
well, obviously, so I'm familiar with the terminology, the lingo that goes with it. Plus the session,
Sessions.
like you're good, but they have to be good as well.
Oh,
It's a bit
they
of
were
the sound.
phenomenal.
Everyone has to do their bit, yeah.
Yes, for
Otherwise,
sure.
we don't bake the cake. So the sound engineer can make it good or make it bad. Now talk
Great.
about the songs on it. Who wrote the songs on the first one? Let's talk about that.
The first one is mostly American standards. That's this Lessons of Love. Most American standards. I wrote one of the songs, You Were There, and another woman, Martha
I
Trachtenberg.
assume that's the name of the song, yeah.
You Were There, yes.
I wasn't there physically.
No, it was a song I wrote basically on the subway. I don't know, it just came to me.
Good.
And then I decided to publish it and I included it because it's personal to me.
Okay. I had a folk singer on here before and she actually wrote a lot of poetry and turned
Mm-hmm.
poetry into music. So how long did it take you to write You Were There on the subway?
It probably only took me an hour or so
That's pretty good.
because it just flowed. Basically, most songs are poetry.
Yeah, they are poetry.
I do like to write little poems here and there. I haven't put them to music, but I do like to write a little. So.
I think we call it poetry in motion.
Exactly.
Especially if you're on the subway, definitely
It
poetry.
was triple motion.
Yeah, it was in motion, yeah. And if I can ask you a personal question, like, was that song like about an ex-boyfriend or something like that?
It was about a friendship more than a boyfriend. It was more about a friendship.
Okay,
Yeah, someone that was there for me in my life. And then there are a few people that I could relate it to, for sure.
yeah, because I think sometimes you have to like latch onto an emotion or something like that to
Yes.
get poetry to flow, you know.
Yes.
Unless you're singing about the daffodils or something like that, you know. Which is a poem, by the way, by W.B. Yeats from County Sligo or Sligo
Gonna
town.
say Yates, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So some songs come out are inspired by scenery, emotion, or a loss, indeed.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Caledonia is a song. It's about Scotland. That was written by a guy who was just homesick. But then when the song is written, it's more. It could be interpreted as anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be with me in a minute to sing a song that he likes. And The Bright Blue Rose was written by Jimmy McCarthy, who's a good friend of Paddy McCarthy. And that song is interpreted many, many ways too. But basically, most people think it's about Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll call Jimmy now. Jimmy, let's do a song today. Jimmy, do whatever you want to do today, okay?
I skimmed across black waters without once emerging on to the banks of an urban morning that hungers the first light much, much more than mountains ever do. For she, like a ghost beside me, goes down with the ease of a dolphin and emerges unlearned, unchained, and harmed. For she is the perfect creature, natural in every feature, and I am the geek with the alchemist stone. For all of you who must discover, for all who seek to understand, for having left the path of others, you find a very special hand. And it is a holy thing, and it is a precious time, and it is the only way. Forget-me-nots among the snow, it's always been, and so it goes, to ponder his death and his life eternally. For all of you who must discover, for all who seek to understand, for having left the path of others, you'll find a very special hand. And it is a holy thing, and it is a precious time, and it is the only way. Forget-me-nots among the snow, it's always been, and so it goes, to ponder his death and his life eternally. One bright blue rose outlives all those 2,000 years, and still it grows, to ponder his death and his life eternally.
Jimmy, thank you very much. So tell me, Eileen, do you remember the first song you ever sang?
Yes, that was it. Moon River.
Moon River.
Moon River at a family picnic. A man named Mr. Dawson took me and put me on top of a picnic table because my other siblings had sung, and my cousin said, Eileen sings, Eileen sings. And that's how it started. And I sang in Moon River at 4 years old. And it's still one of my favorites.
Wow, it is a great song. And I think the thing about Moon River as a song is you could sing it without any music back, and you can, if you have a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I have many, many times.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Yeah, Moon River is a beautiful song. Yeah, it's somewhere between, I guess, opera and, I don't know, classical maybe.
Yeah, classical standard, yeah.
Yeah, classical standard. So Moon River, that's a good one. Tell me more about some of the songs on that, on your Christmas album first.
On my Christmas album? Well, let's see. My very favorite song is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas from Meet Me in St. Louis that Judy Garland did in that movie.
Oh, Judy Garland, yeah.
Yeah, and I've just always had an affinity for that song. I love it. Probably my favorite Christmas song. But I do a Santa Baby. I do a Mean Santa Baby. And there's many of the classics. I mean, I do the Ave Maria, the Christmas song, Let It Snow.
Yeah.
Let It Snow. I made some list of greatest songs of all time of Christmas songs. And I'm between Bing Crosby and I think Dean Martin or something. I was like, how I ended up on that list is a miracle to me.
You're in good company.
So apparently my Let It Snow is a good one. I don't know.
That is good company. Shane MacGowan, an Irish folk singer too, he died just over a year ago, and myself and Paddy McCarthy, we did his eulogy on this podcast. It's good to talk. People like the podcast, they can subscribe. And Shane was very talented. And his Christmas song was Christmas in New York. It was been performed by or covered by many people. It's like a duet, but it explains Christmas in New York extremely well. And the bells
could have done that because now that I live here, it's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. And his friend Sinead O'Connor died shortly after, a few months later than he died. So we have had a lot of good Irish talent, and we've lost a lot of good Irish talent.
Yes, unfortunately.
Your second album, so we see that one is called
Lessons of Love. The other one
of Love. Okay.
And that's kind of a group of songs, to explain the different stages of love.
Okay.
There's some humor in some of the music. It's a fun CD. Yeah.
I like that one now already.
Yeah, thank you.
When you can add a bit of joy and humor to something.
Yeah. We did. Believe me.
Can you list some of the songs, me?
Well, the one that I find very humorous is You Took Advantage of Me. Do you know that one?
That happens to us all at some time.
Oh, it's very funny. What else?
Know, funny.
And then my favorite song on this is Every Time We Say Goodbye. Cole Porter. It's just one of my favorite songs. So
That's very, very interesting and nice every time you say goodbye.
uh,
And you know what? It's hard to say goodbye to.
oh
You
yes, it
just
is.
say goodbye, whether it's your relative or someone you love or love,
Mm-hmm.
or even if someone passed away or died.
Yes,
It's hard
yeah.
to say goodbye.
Yeah, I lost my little mama this year, but
Oh,
she
I'm
lived
sorry
a
for you.
beautiful long life.
Oh,
Healthy till she was 97,
good
past
for her.
98 and a half. I mean, when I tell
Oh,
you vibrant, energetic woman, we should all be so lucky. So this is kind of,
absolutely. When you have your parents, you're lucky. I
oh,
was
very, very fortunate.
recently. I named some people that recently had birthdays, and Taylor Swift had a birthday only a few days ago. She's 35.
Mm-hmm.
Dick Van Dyke, I think he's either 98 or 99.
99, I think he is.
99, I think, too,
Yes,
yeah.
I think he was the same year as my mama. Yep.
There you go, going strong.
He's unbelievable.
He's
He's
unbelievable,
unbelievable.
is right. And other people like that have had birthdays. Glenn Miller
Uh-huh.
had a birthday only a few days ago, too. So, where can people get your music now? And tell me, where do you perform locally?
Well, I
Sorry,
generally do
locally, right?
like private, like holiday. I'll go do a holidays party,
Okay,
or I've done some cabaret, which I want to get back into now. Since
okay,
COVID, I haven't done a cabaret show, but before
okay,
that,
all
um,
right.
and things like that, charity work. People come, ask me to come and sing at a charity.
Yeah,
I'll go
that's
do
good.
one or two songs. So I keep my toes in the water, but I really want to get back into doing shows again.
Okay, that's what life is about, to keep
Mm.
doing something you love and enjoy,
Yep,
and if it makes other people happy, that's what I always say about a podcast. It's like
yep.
inform, educate, and entertain. And if people like our podcast, they can subscribe. It's free to subscribe. But where can people, listeners now today, get a hold of your music?
Oh, well, you can either get it at cdbaby.com
CD Baby.
or Amazon. It's on Amazon,
Okay, good.
and you can listen to it on Spotify.
Okay, good.
So, and YouTube, but I
Okay,
actually have it on Spotify in my at home
okay.
here.
So I'm wishing you well. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Believe me, very
Well,
nice of you to have me on. I so appreciate it.
you're an elegant lady, and I'm looking forward to listening to You Were There or You Are Here. The song on the subway, yeah.
It may not compare to Cole Porter, but it's a sweet song.
Of course it is, yeah. Sung by a sweet lady too. That helps a lot.
Thank you.
So yeah, and I know you mentioned children. Do you have grandchildren?
I have two. I have a granddaughter, Genevieve, and a grandson, George.
Okay,
They're in Milwaukee. We're going to visit them. We're leaving Friday, which I'm very excited about. So
okay. And tell me, do they sing as well?
a little bit. We're not sure. Genevieve
Okay,
prefers dancing. She's actually going to be in the Nutcracker in Milwaukee, so we're
okay,
going to
that's
go
good.
see that.
Oh,
She's a
then
little ballerina. Yeah.
she has a talent if she did as a ballerina. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. She's the youngest in the cast. We were very happy and
Oh,
surprised she was casted.
that's pretty joyful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And you're blessed to have grandchildren. Yeah.
Am I? I know that. Believe me.
So I think we'll sign off soon. I usually sign out in my native Irish language. And I want to give a shout out to Jerry and Peter Clark's, because if I hadn't met Jerry, I wouldn't have met you.
Oh, he's such a nice man, isn't he? What a sweet
Great,
man.
great guy. He's the best bartender in New York City
I
by
think
far.
so. Great guy.
He should get an award for being the best bartender in America. And Jerry said, "There's a talented lady up here. You should talk to her." And I said, "Of course, because if Jerry says to me, he tells me to talk, I talk." That's Peter Clark's 55th on 3rd Avenue. And it's a popular spot and a great place to meet interesting people.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We have a lot of fun there.
so I'll sign out to my native language, which is Gaelic. So I say, Chinshgale, that means that's a story. Ishgale, that means that's another story.
Wonderful.
So, Eileen, I'm going to say Slán.
Thank you so much. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year.